Have you ever caught yourself wondering if you're surrounded by people who just don't seem to understand things the way you do? Maybe you've seen behaviors in certain women that leave you confused, making you question their mindset, their choices, or how they see the world. But here's the truth. Understanding these signs isn't about blaming others. It's about keeping your own peace, steering clear of pointless drama, and making wiser choices when it comes to your relationships. And trust me, by the end of this video, you'll have a better view that might completely shift how you look at your love life. Before we jump in, don't forget to subscribe and hit the like button if you're ready to explore the wisdom of Carl Jung's thinking. Stick around till the end, because what you hear today might be the eye-opener you've been needing. Imagine meeting someone in a setting that's totally new to you. Being around her feels amazing at first. She's attractive and entertaining. But soon, little things begin to stack up, and you start to wonder about her deeper qualities. No, this isn't about how smart she is in school. We're talking about real wisdom, self-understanding, emotional maturity, and awareness. According to Seneca, one of the most respected Carl Jung's philosophers, the biggest block to living fully is the habit of waiting for tomorrow while wasting today. This means the choices we make now, especially about the people we let into our lives, can shape our future in ways we may not realize. Now let's look at some of the signs that might show a woman is being naive. Each one has its own weight. First, let's talk about emotional chaos. Have you ever been in a relationship where everything felt like an unpredictable ride? One moment everything's fine, and the next, there's a blow-up over something as small as a delayed reply to a message. You begin to wonder why it's always so tough. If someone seems to enjoy stirring up trouble, take notice. Some women, and yes, some men too, seem to thrive in disorder. They invite confusion and emotional pain, even when there's no need for it. It's like they can't go through a day without some sort of emotional conflict. But here's the thing. Relationships aren't meant to feel like dramatic TV shows. A woman with real emotional maturity seeks calm, not conflict, because she understands that real strength comes from staying calm, not losing control over little things. Think about your own past relationships. Ever dated someone who always found something wrong? Maybe she'd get upset if you didn't text back quickly enough, or she'd accuse you of not caring if you spent time with friends. At first, it stings, but over time, it just wears you out. Why does this happen? Because for some, drama becomes a way to get attention. If things are quiet, it feels wrong to them. They've gotten used to living in chaos and now see peace as unfamiliar. Before you realize it, you're stuck in a never-ending cycle of disappointment and heartbreak, convincing yourself that this is what love looks like. But if you find yourself constantly overwhelmed by her emotional storms, you need to pause and ask, do I really want this kind of life? As Marcus Aurelius, another Carl Jung's philosopher, once said, the real power lies in your mind, not in what happens outside of you. When you recognize this truth, you'll find the strength you need. A wise woman knows that love should be a place of comfort, not a battlefield. If someone is accusing you of things that never even happened, you may need to rethink your connection with her. And if you're watching this and thinking, this sounds a lot like my last relationship, know that you're not the only one. Many have gone through the same thing. What matters is spotting the pattern and stepping away from it before it drains your energy. You're not alone in this. And if you've ever been in a relationship filled with unnecessary drama, feel free to share your story in the comments. Another sign is an inability to take responsibility. Picture this. You're in a relationship, and things seem to be going fine until something goes wrong. It might be a minor disagreement or a deeper issue like poor communication. But instead of calmly working through it, she instantly blames you. It's not my fault. You should have known better. Sounds familiar? then you know how hard it is to be with someone who always dodges their own responsibilities. It's always someone else's fault, her parents, her ex, or even you. But here's the truth. If someone can't own up to their actions, your relationship won't move forward. Let's face it, we're all flawed. Everyone messes up sometimes. But what sets a wise person apart is the ability to admit their mistakes, think things through, and grow from them. The Carl Jungs taught that knowing yourself is where true strength begins. As Epictetus said, it's not the events themselves that hurt us, but our interpretation of them. So instead of avoiding mistakes, we should learn to face them wisely. But a naive woman, she's stuck in a victim mindset. No matter how bad things get, she'll always find someone else to blame. Staying in a relationship like this means you'll end up being blamed for things that were never your fault in the first place. Think about how that feels. Draining, frustrating, unfair. Has anyone you were close to ever struggled to simply say, "I was wrong"? Remember how that made you feel. Probably undervalued, or like your feelings didn't matter. That's because being in a relationship with someone who can take responsibility is essential for emotional balance. It's far more attractive to grow with someone who's willing to be honest about their mistakes than with someone who always points the finger. For a strong woman, saying, "I messed up," isn't a weakness. It's a sign of strength. She admits her flaws, apologizes, and works to do better next time. Meeting someone like that can truly change your life. So ask yourself, are you really ready to carry the emotional weight in a relationship where the other person refuses to grow? Can you rely on them to admit when they're wrong? Or do they always find an excuse? Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And if what you're hearing today speaks to you, don't forget to like and subscribe. Lastly, let's talk about materialism. Have you ever been in a relationship where it felt like the other person cared more about what you could give them than who you actually were? Maybe in the beginning, it felt good to spoil her a bit, buy gifts, plan fun dates, and make her feel special. But over time, you noticed something. Once you took away the fancy dinners, expensive gifts, and outings, there wasn't much left. If you've been with someone who valued things more than honesty or depth, you know how empty that can feel. At first, you might think, she just likes quality, or she deserves nice things. But deep down, you begin to feel like no matter what you do, it'll never be enough. She'll always want more, something flashier, costlier, more impressive. And what hurts the most is that she never seems truly happy. Think back. Have you ever had a partner who judged your worth by your wallet? Maybe she compared you to others. Why don't we go on trips like Sarah and her boyfriend? If you loved me, you'd have bought me that. That kind of talk cuts deep. But the truth is, a wise woman values who you are, not what you have. She cares more about trust, emotional depth, and character than she does about designer bags or luxury getaways. Carl Jung's teachings remind us that real joy comes from within, not from wealth or flashy things. As Seneca said, true wealth isn't about having a lot, it's about needing little. If someone is always chasing the next big thing, you'll never be able to fill that void. But if you meet a woman who treasures character more than cash, your efforts will be seen and respected. She understands that it's not about the price tag, it's about the person behind the gesture. When it comes to feeling truly thankful, ask yourself this: does the person you're with truly value you, or are you just a step toward their own goals? Share a comment if you've ever felt like money or personal benefit, rather than emotions, were the main reasons someone stayed with you. This hits home for many people. If you're finding this message helpful, please give it a like and consider subscribing for more honest talks on relationships and wisdom from Carl Jung's thinking. Here's sign number 4. She constantly craves approval. This one stands out. Did the person you were with always look for reassurance when you were together? Maybe you once told her she looked great in a dress, and now she's always fishing for another compliment. Or maybe she's always posting selfies and updates on social media, hoping to get validation through likes and comments. It might seem sweet and flattering at first. She just enjoys the attention, and that's understandable. But deep inside, you start to feel worn out. No matter how much affection or time you give, it never feels like enough for her. A woman who struggles with low self-esteem keeps searching for that validation elsewhere, hoping something outside of her will make her feel worthy. But here's the truth. No amount of kind words, expensive gifts, or admiration will ever satisfy her. Think about a time when you were constantly expected to prove your loyalty, again and again. Maybe she said you didn't message enough, didn't compliment her online enough, or didn't go out of your way to show her how much she meant to you. But real love doesn't demand constant approval. Being emotionally steady and gaining inner confidence are key parts of Carl Jung's thought. Stop spending time arguing about what makes a man good. Marcus Aurelius once said to give your best effort. Your worth isn't based on someone else's opinion, but on your actions. A confident, self-aware woman doesn't need non-stop praise. Not even from you. She understands her own value and knows the love you give her, even if you don't say it every minute. But this insecure woman, she's never at peace. What she truly wants is a constant stream of admiration, online likes, and verbal affection. And the tough part? It can leave you emotionally drained. Eventually, it feels like nothing you do has any real effect. If this situation sounds familiar and you're thinking, yes, this is what I've been going through, just know you're definitely not alone. Instead of being treated as an equal, many people end up being seen more like a tool or accessory in the relationship. Pay attention. If you don't draw clear boundaries, the situation will likely just get worse. Relationships are meant to be a shared effort, not one-sided. Have you ever been with someone who constantly needed validation because they lacked confidence in themselves? Share your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more relationship advice and deep conversations about life. Here's sign number 5. She can't deal with criticism. Are you familiar with that anxious, tense feeling in a relationship where you're always worried about saying the wrong thing? Picture this. You make a gentle suggestion like, maybe we could try eating healthier, and suddenly she snaps, gets upset, and completely misunderstands you. A lot of people have been in that position. Some women simply struggle to accept any kind of feedback, even if it's meant kindly. They lash out instead of listening because they take everything to heart. Have you been in a similar place? I know I've been there, wondering if I needed to be more careful with my words. But then I realized it didn't matter how soft or thoughtful my approach was. The reaction was always the same: defensive, overly emotional, sometimes even manipulative. Before you know it, you're avoiding hard conversations just to keep the peace. Now think about your own relationships. When was the last time you tried to be honest, to help her see another viewpoint, but she got hurt and shut you out anyway? A healthy relationship grows when both people are willing to listen, to learn from one another, and to improve together. That can only happen if each person accepts their flaws and is open to change. In Jung's philosophy, improving yourself starts with recognizing your weaknesses. Epictetus said that a man can't learn what he already thinks he knows. People who shut down at criticism will repeat their mistakes over and over. A wise woman knows that honest suggestions and gentle corrections are meant to help, not harm. But the insecure woman, she takes everything personally and ends up blaming you, even when you just want to support her. And let me be honest, it gets tiring. Ask yourself, is this relationship helping me grow, or is it holding me back because of constant defensiveness? If your partner never accepts your thoughts or advice, it may be time to reflect. Have you experienced something like this? Feel free to share your story. And if this made you think about your own love life, give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more open talks on love and self-growth. Now for sign number 6. She lacks discipline. Not many people talk about this, but self-discipline is a huge part of a strong partnership. Have you ever been with someone who was all over the place, 1 minute dreaming big, and the next making excuses when it came time to take action? Maybe she talked about starting her own business, getting in shape, or traveling the world. But when things started getting serious, she backed out or kept delaying. Sound familiar? At first, you might just see it as a small flaw. You might even think, she just needs a little push, or I'll help her reach her goals. But eventually, you start noticing a pattern. She always falls short, whether it's something small like waking up on time or something bigger like sticking with a career path. She talks a lot but doesn't follow through. Now pause and look back at your past relationships. Was there a time when you felt like the only one putting in real effort? Were you the one making plans, staying motivated and pushing forward, while she seemed to just coast, find excuses and avoid doing the work? According to Carl Jung's wisdom, achieving peace and purpose in life requires mastering your emotions and staying focused. Marcus Aurelius said you build your life one action at a time, and it's enough if each step leads you in the right direction. That's how real progress is made. A smart, grounded woman knows that true success comes from steady work, not just empty promises. Actions matter far more than words. But this woman, all she offers are words. That's it. And even the most driven people can get worn out being in a relationship with someone who doesn't follow through. Trying to grow with a disorganized partner is like pulling against a weight that keeps dragging you backward. It can feel endless. Eventually, you'll have to choose. Do you want a partner who moves forward with you, or one who constantly holds you back? If you've ever been in a relationship where you felt like you were doing all the heavy lifting, please share your story. Hit the like button if this sounds familiar, and subscribe for more insights about relationships, personal strength, and self-improvement. So to wrap things up, these 6 signs point to a woman who hasn't grown in key areas. But this isn't about judging. It's about learning to spot unhealthy patterns, knowing what to avoid, and protecting your peace. A wise man surrounds himself with uplifting, thoughtful people, not those who drain him. And when it comes to love, the difference between happiness and regret often comes down to the choices we make. If this video gave you something to think about, I'd be truly grateful if you could like it, subscribe, and share it with anyone who might find it helpful. You don't have to know everything to be wise. Sometimes, wisdom is simply about knowing what matters. Thanks for watching.